Chapter 9. Harry's birthday started with a huge breakfast and many congratulations. Hermione stopped Ron from giving Harry his gift and decided that he wouldn't be allowed to open any presents until all the guests had arrived, spilling the secret of his surprise party. Harry didn't mind. After years of miserable birthdays at Privet Drive, he was still getting used to people actually buying him things and making a fuss. He enjoyed the day with his friends and insisted on including Draco in all the activities, despite the fact that Ron glared at the blonde and seemed seconds away from throwing a tantrum. Ginny wasn't far behind. Hermione, however, kept them in line, for the sake of Harry having a nice birthday, he suspected. In the afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Weasley arrived with Bill and Fleur, who had gotten engaged, much to Mrs. Weasley's dismay. The twins showed up soon after, followed by Tonks, who managed to trip over her own feet and crash into Harry when she tried to congratulate him, knocking him to the floor instead. After a round of very bad singing and blowing out the candles on his birthday cake, Harry was finally allowed to open his presents, which Hermione had arranged on the table for him. The twins gave him some stuff from their joke shop, again much to Mrs. Weasley's dismay, Ron and Ginny a huge bag of his favorite sweets from Honeydukes, and Hermione a book about famous Quidditch matches. Hagrid sent some of his infamous rock cakes. From Sirius he got even more new clothes, and an old diary from his father, in which James and Sirius had written all about their best pranks. Remus gave him a book all about useful spells and counter-jinxes, complete with moving illustrations. Mrs. Weasley had knitted him some socks, as had Dobby, one red with lions and one brown with little broomsticks, and Mrs. Weasley had also gotten him some chocolate frogs, and Tonks gave him a small faux glass, Mad-Eye Moody's idea. "Here, I don't know who this is from," Hermione said, handing Harry another small, neatly wrapped box. "That's from me," Draco admitted, from his place in the corner, flinching slightly when all eyes turned to him. He had managed to melt into the background and avoid all the Weasleys for the most part of the afternoon. From the looks of it, they had happily forgotten about him.
"Be careful unwrapping that, Harry. Might be a nasty surprise," one of the twins cautioned. "Don't be ridiculous, George," Harry snapped, tearing into the paper like a little kid. Draco watched his reaction with bated breath, not sure how his gift would be received. His mind flashed back to the conversation they'd had a while ago regarding birthdays. "The Dursleys never really acknowledged my birthday, you know. I got stupid presents like old socks or a safety pin, and that was it. They never took me anywhere either. At least not when they could help it. I think aside from that disaster at the zoo, you know, the one where I accidentally set a boa constrictor on my cousin Dudley, they only took me on a trip once. It was a few days before my 6th birthday. Uncle Vernon had this business meeting in London he wanted to use for a little holiday, and they couldn't find anyone to look after me. So I was allowed to come along. We went sightseeing once the meeting was over, and of course Dudley threw a tantrum until we went into a souvenir shop. They bought him whatever he wanted, like they always did. I saw a snow globe with the Tower of London in it on a display, and I was totally fascinated by it. I asked if I could have it. Well, I should have known better by then, but Uncle Vernon slapped me for my insolence, and made me wait outside in the rain while they finished shopping. And then my birthday came, and they gave me a round-shaped package, and for a second I actually thought they had bought me the snow globe, and I was so happy. But it was only another pair of Uncle Vernon's old socks. I know it's stupid, but I kept dreaming about that bloody snow globe for over a week."
Draco looked at him with a frown and asked, "What's a snow globe?" causing Harry to dissolve into laughter. Harry's exclamation of surprise brought Draco back to the present. The Weasley twins and their father drew their wands in alarm, but the blonde barely noticed. He was too busy staring at Harry, who looked at him with a kind of wonder. Then a grin spread over his face, and he pulled Draco into a hug.
"It's awesome! Thank you!"
Draco blushed. His skin tingled wherever Harry touched him. Then the younger boy pulled back and smiled at him, and he felt warm all over. "I should have given him the damn thing in private," he mused, returning the smile shyly, all too aware of everyone watching them.
"What the hell is that?"
Ron's voice broke the sudden silence. Harry held up Draco's gift with a grin.
"It's a snow globe."
"They're adorable, you've got to admit," Remus murmured, watching his boyfriend undress.
"Okay, they are, but so clueless," Sirius replied with a shake of his head, crawling into bed.
"Oh, I don't know. I think Draco at least is starting to realize that his feelings for Harry go deeper than mere friendship," the werewolf mused.
"Really? Because I believe he was still completely clueless when he had me running over half of Muggle London to find that stupid snow globe. What's up with that anyway?"
Well, since it's a Muggle toy, I guess it's got something to do with Harry's childhood. Some story he must have told Draco. And at least it was worth it. Did you see his face? Sirius grinned, remembering his godson's overjoyed expression.
Sure did. Did you see Draco's face when Harry hugged him? They both chuckled. We should help them. Give them a little nudge, the animagus suggested.
That's a bad idea, Padfoot. Let them figure it out themselves.
You actually think they'll figure it out for themselves? Especially now, with Hermione and the Weasleys here?
Remus nodded. Yes, I do. Harry won't let his friends get between him and Draco. You saw that today. He made sure to include Draco, even though Ron was seething. When Sirius only gave him a doubtful look, he ordered sternly, Stay out of it, Padfoot. I mean it. Sirius gave in with a huff.
Fine, I'll stay out of it. For now, he added mentally, deciding to keep an eye on the two boys and run a little interference if necessary. It was his duty as godfather, after all.